Hey, it's Mother Funny Time with Andie and Angie.
2 cousins, 8 kids, 1 grandkid, 2 states.
And a whole lot of fun. Woo! Welcome back, Mother Funny Tribe. Here you are with Angie and Andie. And we're here to talk about one of the best holidays that's, perfect timing for. Can you guess what it is?
Drum roll. What is it?
Drum roll. Here's a hint. He is risen.
He is risen indeed.
Yay, you did it. If you've been raised in any kind of church, from Catholic to Lutheran to, Methodist, you know the answer to He is risen. So we're talking about Easter.
Yes, because it's Easter week. Some people call it Holy Week. Palm Sunday was yesterday. This upcoming Sunday is going to be Easter. So we're right in the middle of that. So why not talk about Easter? Because guess what, everyone? As you know, this is a mom podcast. And guess what everyone talks about? Going to church or family traditions or the Easter bunny and, Easter egg hunts and dyeing the Easter eggs. Do they talk about what moms do to prepare for this super exciting day or week? If you celebrated or are currently doing this whole Lent thing also, you've been really preparing and getting ready for Easter as well. Yes. And moms do so much. And so today we just thought we should talk about what moms also go through during this super exciting week and or special day on Sunday.
Woo! It's special, and it takes so much preparation. And I think that Target specifically has picked up on this because I was at Target the other day and they had whole kits in their, their like dollar spot section. They had kits to pretend that the Easter bunny had been at your house. Like they had like a bunny paw foot outline and then a way to like sprinkle glitter around it and like this whole kit to make it even more magical. And Target's like, we know how much prep is like, and we're up in the game. We're always up in the game. So, yeah, it's a big time.
Target and Walmart were getting ready for Easter back before it was even Valentine's Day. I went shopping real quick to run into the store right before Valentine's Day to get something quick for Valentine's. And I was like, oh, yeah, there's all the Easter stuff. All right, there's one tiny little aisle at that point of Valentine's Day stuff, and everything else was Easter. Hobby Lobby probably started celebrating Easter way before Christmas.
Last year.
They had all their Easter stuff out.
At Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Here's a turkey, here's a bunny.
And that's part of it. A lot of moms decorate for Easter. And so part of that is just getting down the Easter decorations, changing out the Valentine's decorations, or it's kind of tricky this year because St. Patrick's Day was just a few weeks ago and then all of a sudden it's Easter. So figuring out what you're going to do with all those decorations, did you guys combo St. Patrick's Day decorations with your Easter decorations? Did you just skip over St. Patrick's Day? Did you go just from Valentine's Day decorations to Easter decorations? But that's a lot of stuff that moms do, and kids try to help, or they do the best that they can with helping. But that's something that moms have to think about, plan, find time to take down specific decorations and then add the other decorations.
Yeah, and this year, like you said, Easter is so early. We're in March for Easter and not April, so that always throws you off a little bit. And then if you're in the South, if you're in Mississippi, Louisiana, I think even through some of the Panhandle, you have Mardi Gras. So people are celebrating Mardi Gras and all of that stuff, and they have whole decorations. They actually have Mardi Gras trees and Mardi Gras wreaths and all that stuff, and kids get a week off of school.
They get a week off of school for Mardi Gras?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yes. That's right before Lent. So it's earlier, but yes, it's all early this year. So we're packing in all our spring fun, all our decorations, buying the Easter egg dyeing kits. I know now their moms are finding ways to naturally color Easter eggs, which, good for you. If you could do that, that's amazing. I usually just buy my little kits, the little Dudley kits or whatever they are. And even though my kids are adults, they still are like, hey, Mom, when are we coloring eggs?
Well, that's fun for everybody,
like, yeah.
regardless of the age.
Yeah.
I mean, when they're toddlers, it's kind of that hand over the hand, like really helping your toddlers. They don't like break the egg or whatever. But yeah, as kids get older, because then they even dye like half of it one color, half of it the other color, or some you can do like the tie dye. You can like dye them kind of the tie-dye or they add the stickers afterward. There was one year we were so busy we didn't get around to dyeing Easter eggs before Easter. So a couple weeks later, it was like, I think it was like in May, we were dyeing the eggs and we still had a good time.
Mother's Day eggs.
Yes, exactly. It's still good. It's like, why do we only do this once a year? This is actually a fun activity.
It is fun. And then eggs are delicious and nutritious. So why not? Yeah, I mean, I've had times where like they'll get older kids will get Sharpies and make these intricate designs all over them. And then there's glitter. It's just, there's constantly new stuff. You can make jeweled eggs. You can make like character eggs. So that's a whole thing to prepare for. And then you have to prepare for like when you're going to do that. You have to buy eggs. And then you know how it is around Easter, like all of the grocery stores like are either out of eggs or they only have the expensive eggs. You can't buy the brown eggs. You have to buy the white eggs. And then half of the cartons, the eggs are broken because people have already been looking through the cartons to find out which ones have the best eggs. So then you're like trying to even get enough eggs. It's a whole thing. And then boiling your eggs. I have finally found like a tried and true way to boil my eggs, thanks to Martha Stewart. Because I don't like a gray yolk. You know, like if you cook it too long, it's gray. I like a nice yellow yolk that's solid for Easter eggs. So Martha Stewart has a way to do it.
Okay, tell us. Share. Okay, please share with us.
I don't have the exact timing. You'll have to look it up yourself. But you put the eggs in cold, which also helps. Like you put it in the eggs out of the fridge into the cold water. You turn on the stove, you get it up to boiling, you let it boil for 1 minute, and then you turn it off, cover it, and let it sit in that water for like, I think it was like 9 to 12 minutes. I can't remember which one. I'll have to look it up. But perfect yolks every time. And it's amazing. And you don't have to worry as much about breaking them. You know how like when you put your eggs into the water, they can break if you're not super careful? Especially like you have to warm your eggs up so that the cold eggs don't hit the boiling water and break. So yes, that's my tip or trick for you for boiling your eggs. Find Martha Stewart. I love putting them in cold into the water so everything's good. And I have actually, like there's been times in the past when I was like boiling the old fashioned way where I'd like boil the water, put them in, where I would lose like half a dozen eggs. And I'd be like, oh, I got to make more. So this way, I don't lose any eggs. It's great. And the perfect yolk. Because no one likes a gray yolk.
No. If that works, I think that's a great idea. I actually which is similar, is you could put just your eggs into a steamer. And then it steams it for like 12 minutes. And that same thing helps. Because like you're saying, if the water's boiling and then you're trying to like drop the egg into the boiling water, you get burned, it splashes, it breaks. Yeah, it's not the best way to do it. Have you seen this trick? Okay, this totally works and it doesn't fully make sense to me, but I absolutely love it. Once the eggs are fully boiled, so you take the eggs and you put a bunch of them into like a plastic container with water. You put the lid on it and you shake it. Have you done this? Okay, you take your hard-boiled eggs and you put them into a plastic container with water and you shake it, okay?
Okay. And does it peel
Literally, it peels the eggs. Like, once you take it out, it's so easy to peel the egg. It's so...
Okay, we need you to do a video of it.
It's so easy. You can find it on YouTube. I once watched this clip, and I was like, there is no way that works. Because you know how sometimes, like, those cooking clips, they're like, here's a helpful clip, and you're like, yeah, that did not work at all. Totally works. And then you're not spending forever peeling the eggs. And it was this random, like, clip I found a couple years ago. I do it every single time. It makes it so much easier. You have to make sure you, like, fill it up with water to, like, a specific point. And then it makes it even faster. So thank you to Martha Stewart and to these like helpful YouTube clips.
She didn't do jail time for nothing. She got us our eggs. Yeah, so there's your tip or trick. So there's controversy though, even with kids doing it. Let's talk about controversy. You know, it's my favorite.
Here we go.
Here we go. Controversy with some Christian parents doing the whole eggs and bunny thing. I mean, truly. And in fact, like the Christian bookstores, they wanted to capitalize on this. So they made the resurrection eggs so that you could still enjoy eggs, but you can't dye them because they're plastic because they're already made. And then they have, you know, and it really brings it back to Christ. And you can go through with the story as they open up their resurrection egg. And then I don't want to spoil anything, but I think the last egg is either empty or has a butterfly in it. I don't remember. Anyway, resurrection eggs. I just wanted to put that out there. It's funny because when my kids were little, I think I've mentioned this before, we had people we were around who had a lot more opinion on how we celebrate holidays. And there was one year, Caleb was like 3 years old and he was in like the church class, and our assistant pastor's wife was teaching the class, and she was trying to tell the kids like, and this, she wasn't one of the judgy ones. I'll just put that out there. But anyway, so we're in class and Caleb's in class and she's like, you guys, Easter is not about the eggs and the bunny and the chocolate. Easter is about blah, blah, blah. And Caleb stood up and was like, no, Easter is about candy, eggs, and the Easter bunny. I was like, whoa.
Wow. He went there.
He was very opinionated. He does not remember that. It was just so funny. I'm like, that's amazing. But, you know, it's a tradition. I mean, we've kind of gone over this at Christmas. I just wanted to put it out there that some people look down upon the egg dyeing and the Easter egg hunts because of pagan roots. There we go. But we dye eggs. We do Easter egg hunts. We do plastic eggs. I have Easter bunny decorations. But we celebrate Jesus.
You combo it. You totally combo it. I do want to say something about resurrection eggs. Okay, so at this church that we used to go to, this was back when Brooklyn was in pre-K, they actually did and explained the resurrection eggs during the Christmas, no, not Christmas.
During Christmas, they're like Hobby Lobby.
During the Easter service. So during like Easter service or at church on Easter Sunday, they gave each child got their own resurrection eggs. And then like someone would explain it and they would like open it up and they walked all the kids through their own resurrection eggs. And then as you left, each child got to take their dozen resurrection eggs. And it was
a whole dozen. You know what?
It was.
That's amazing because they were not cheap at Lifeway.
It was amazing because then when we came home, Brooklyn like totally explained it to the twins and to the family, and she loved it because she was sharing and she remembered the Easter story, and it was so incredible. So I love that idea, and then we ended up losing, you know, all the pieces. So the next year, she was in kindergarten, and I was like, oh my gosh, did you get your resurrection eggs? And she was like, no, that was only for pre-K. Like you could only get the resurrection eggs on pre-K. So we knew the pre-K teacher. So after service, I was like, hey, can we get a set of like resurrection eggs? Like Brooklyn loved those last year. It was so amazing. And like she shared with us and the neighbors. And it was such a great experience. And she was like, no, that was for pre-K.
But I like you know, it's so funny that you say that, losing the pieces. Because I had wanted to buy resurrection eggs, and they were always just pretty expensive where we were. And then one year they were on clearance. I'm like, perfect. I grabbed a clearance resurrection egg set and looked at it, opened it, and they were missing pieces. I'm like, well, this isn't helpful.
No.
But that's why it was on clearance.
They're like missing the cross.
We'll just talk about Jesus.
Fine. Read the book.
We'll do the whole Easter week, which you guys... You know that we're Through the Word people. Through the Word has their Easter week series that is fantastic. And I don't want to like toot our own horn, but the first time that our Easter week series was on YouVersion, Mandisa reached out. Mandisa, the amazing singer, gave us a shout out. So you should listen too. If Mandisa does it, so should you.
So shout out to Through the Word and Mandisa and peer pressure.
Mandisa.
I feel like peer pressure.
Peer pressure and clearance resurrection eggs.
Which we're for. And if people do only want to celebrate Jesus and enjoy those resurrection eggs, like that's awesome. Like that's what you want to do, and we support you fully in that. But for those of us who are dyeing Easter eggs and going to the community Easter egg hunts and taking pictures with Easter Bunny, that's what's also happening. A lot of churches do Easter egg hunts. That's what's so fun. Like the day before Easter, I mean, where we live, you kind of have to like plan out your day. Like if you're like, hey, I'm going to go and hit up all the Easter egg hunts, because it's a whole activity. They have the bounce houses, the snow cones, the Easter egg hunts, pictures, crafts. It could be one of like the funnest days. And you can plan it from like Easter egg hunt activity to Easter egg hunt. Like if you want to like church hop, get it?
I know. But churches, it's there as an outreach. And like my philosophy on it is one, Jesus, for us, Jesus is first. Like first and foremost, Jesus. But we are so for making all of these Jesus celebrations as fun as possible. You know what I mean? Like we don't want them to just be these super solemn, serious holidays. Like this is the resurrection. This is like our Super Bowl. Like this is amazing. And it should be fun. And let's have a whole season. Let's feast. Let's laugh. Let's hunt eggs. And I mean, egg hunts are great, right? Like my kids, again, they're adults. We do an adult Easter egg hunt now, but we put money in the Easter eggs, which I learned from your mom, Angie.
Yes.
We would, when everyone was getting older, Angie's mom would start putting like $5 bills, and all of us adults would like start like fighting each other for the eggs. And like there'd be $20 eggs, and we would like, it was almost a throwdown, us adults. And the kids, as they got older, they're like, yes, money is amazing, because my kids don't even really like jelly beans and they don't love the candy inside. So so to this day, like we've had some injuries with our adult children from the Easter egg hunts. And if you go to Hobby Lobby, they have these giant Easter eggs. So we have actually hidden these giant Easter eggs really well and put money in them. And it's fun. Like just a few giant ones.
I think that's part of it, is making Easter enjoyable for all of the ages. Like I remember when I was a mom with just Riley and like she was 1 or 2, I was thinking, do I go to the community Easter egg hunts? Cause like she's still a toddler, do we do all of the things? Cause she's just a toddler and I only have 1. And looking back, like, yes, go to all the community Easter egg hunts, or have those Easter egg hunts with your family and let the big kids and adults fight it out. I mean, those were some of the funnest memories, were when we would all have Easter egg hunts as adults, and fighting for that $20. I mean, even your mom and dad got in on it. Like, that's so fun.
I know.
All of those things are fun. Or one of my favorite Easter pictures is Brooklyn is like high-fiving the Easter bunny, like at one of those church Easter egg activities. Oh, because there's also petting zoos. That's the other thing at those Easter egg activity hunts, at churches and stuff. There's usually a petting zoo, which is also amazing. So I would just say, like, for all the moms, like, if you even have young ones, like, they're going to enjoy it. And people like seeing, like, the cute little toddlers looking for their Easter eggs and meeting the Easter bunny. Like, moms who have older kids aren't like, oh, look at that mom with a 1-year-old. Like, no, they're excited to see the 1-year-old picking up an Easter egg for the first time and opening it up.
It's so exciting because, like, for me, when I had kids, like, I was like, finally an excuse, like if you have like a 9-month-old, even you're carrying, you could still go and make it fun. Like, do not be judged, but enjoy it. It's, it goes by so fast. Get them all in, because the next thing you know, their kids are going to be grown, not to shame and not to stress you out, but enjoy the fun little kid things. Well, you can. Just do it. But don't be stressed. Do all the things and don't be stressed. Listen to me. Just kidding.
Well, and I think that's part of it, is kind of prioritizing it. Like, okay, if I know I'm going to be at the church Easter egg hunts for a few hours on that Saturday, okay, then laundry will have to get done later on in the day. Or maybe you guys have cereal for dinner that night because you would rather spend time dyeing eggs with your kids than making a full-blown dinner that night. When you're a mom of younger ones or school-age kids, like there are certain priorities and things that have to shift and change within your schedule to make time for those fun extra activities, because it is a lot. The moms have to, like, if you want your kids to be in those cute Easter dresses or the Easter outfits or wear the Pinterest Easter shirts, like you are preparing for that a few weeks beforehand. Try not to get overwhelmed in the preparation of it, because sometimes it can be so easy to be like, oh, that seems so huge. There's so many things that have to go into it. There's so many steps I have to do just to even go to that church Easter service or to go to that church Easter activity or the Easter egg hunt with a community. And it can become overwhelming, so you just say no. Maybe, like, I think what we're trying to say and encourage moms, especially if you have like younger kids or school age kids, is maybe adjust your schedule or prioritize and say on this one day, maybe you don't do all of these other activities, but enjoy that Easter celebration. Because like Andie's saying, your kids will grow up and I don't want to say move on, but Andie's son doesn't even live in the same state as she does anymore.
He doesn't, but I know he misses those Easter egg hunts.
I'm sure he does. I bet he does.
And I would say find whatever church Angie goes to that has petting zoos, because I've never had a petting zoo church before.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, you're missing out because there's some amazing petting zoos.
I don't know if it's California because we don't have as big of like properties for our churches. Like we're usually in old department stores or whatever, but yeah, we're in a community center, whatever it is. We usually don't have petting zoos. That's fantastic.
And you don't have to go to the church and be a member of that church to go to their Easter celebration, either on Easter Sunday or the day before when they're doing the Easter egg hunts. I've been to many churches where I don't belong. I've never even been there on a Sunday, but we show up for their Easter bash the day before.
It's like when your moms do VBS hopping in the summer when you're like, here's all the churches. Yes, churches want you to come and they're fun and fantastic and do it. And sunrise. Our family loves sunrise service, but I'm going to tell you something. We always did sunrise service when the kids were little, and I would even bring their little Easter baskets. They wake up, we do it, we'd be at wherever, like 6:30 in the morning or 6 a.m. It was always really early, and the kids loved it. As we got older, and I'd bring hot chocolate, like something to make it fun. As I got older, my kids still wanted to do it, but I wanted to sleep in. So I haven't actually been to an Easter sunrise service in many years, but my kids will still go. I don't know about Caleb at this point, but Shiloh still goes. I think Daisy still goes. My husband still goes. But I'm like, it's so early. Maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go on Sunday. Anyway, yes, sunrise service. Such a special time, like to have a whole, you only do it once a year. So I should do it. I'm talking myself into it. But yeah, I love that my kids go.
Well, I just wanted to mention when you're talking about sunrise service, the church we went to in San Diego, they would do sunrise service on the beach. And that was amazing.
Beautiful.
And so Ryan and our friend who was one of our neighbors, like they would go at like midnight or 1 a.m. and put out the chairs to like set up, because at this service, it would be thousands of people would show up. Like people who didn't go to the church regularly would go to have like to this specific sunrise service on Easter morning at the beach. And then we would all wake up and so early because it's dark, obviously, and you're trying to like look somewhat decent because you're still going to the beach. You're still going to see friends. It's still service. And we would bring same thing, snacks, muffins, juice, all the blankets because it would be cold because it's, at the beach and in the dark. We'd have like our flashlights and stuff. Seriously, some of our favorite San Diego memories were watching sunrise service at the beach, and then after they would do baptisms. And so people would go, they'd like bring their wetsuits, they'd put on their wetsuits, and then they'd go get baptized after Easter service. It was so incredible. And like one time there were like dolphins swimming by, and the poor pastor, he's trying to preach, and everybody's literally like looking the other way. Watching the dolphins.
They're watching the dolphins.
Yes. And at the end,
but it's so
they would like
awesome.
release all these birds, and like the birds would fly overhead.
Really?
Yes.
Were they like seagulls? Did they release seagulls?
Like pigeons.
They just threw like food in the air and the seagulls.
No, they were not the beach birds.
I'm like, it's easy to get the seagulls together.
Yeah, that's a usual daily occurrence. Yeah, but it is something that is a fun memory. And again, it's a lot of work. Like there's so much preparation that moms have to do to get their family.
You have to wake up so early.
Yes, and you're so tired. But you know what? Have that extra little bit of coffee. Bring the hot chocolate and some muffins.
Yes. I think younger me could just rally and bring the hot chocolate. Older me, though, will take a nap. I'll just come home and take it. I'm going to do it, you guys. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this year for my family, for Jesus. I'm going to do it. It's been a long time.
I think also, like you're saying, it's such a fun memory. And part of it, too, is sometimes I think moms get into that, like, well, these moms all brought, like, homemade baking goods or baked goods to their Easter service. Like if it's a lot, bring like a package of donuts for your family.
Yeah, we totally brought donuts.
Not everything needs to be homemade, like Martha next to you.
I mean, for some people, I guess.
Some people do that.
I homemade my kids' dresses and outfits, and I made my outfit. And then I made biscuit. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to flex in a lying way. But yes. It's a lot. Don't stress, but enjoy.
Yes. So on this Monday before Easter, as you are making all your Easter plans, we say do it. Good luck. You could do it.
Do it.
Have fun. Remember to like us and share us. Tell a friend.
Yes. Tell a friend.
Perfect.
All right. We'll see you guys Wednesday. All right, that's all we have time for today. We got to wrap it up, unfortunately. But just remember, you might think you're doing just okay, but we think you're doing really great.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. We hope you have a great Mother Funny day. Please like and share our podcast.
But please don't tell our moms.